You are someone who spends all of your time focusing on other people on the internet, making fun of them, bringing them down, and calling them lolcows. If this is your source of entertainment in your life, you should look in the mirror, because there's a bigger lolcow standing in your house right now. It's you. You're a loser.
For an info-packed podcast, you are in the right place, my friends. But before we begin, what I would like to say is thank you so much so far this month for your amazing support and attendance and viewership of all of my content. This month has been a weird one because Street Fighter 6, being the first major fighting game that I've actually covered in this capacity, I didn't know how it was going to work. So far, I'm very pleased with, the response I've gotten. Most people are very much enjoying my efforts to get good at the game and or supporting them, which is very nice. But of course, I've been continuing on with Zelda and Diablo. Sadly, as I knew would happen, these games didn't get as much play as I would like, especially with me losing some streaming time last week because of internet issues. I'm behind on them, which I knew would happen. So thanks to those for being patient with those playthroughs this week, because it's a 7-day streaming week. It should be a way more development in those games. If you actually look, I'm going to be basically playing each of those 3 times each, which is great. 6 hours of progress in each game this week will be a very good thing, especially because some of the parts I am in the games. We're at the culmination of Act 2 in Diablo 4, and it looks like we're going to be heading towards the Gerudo area in Zelda, and hopefully with 6 hours this week, maybe we can actually beat all the questing in the dungeon and everything there. Maybe even finish up all the Dragon Tier memories in the game, which would advance us big time and kind of almost head us into the end game. So yeah, good stuff all around. Just thanks for being patient and thanks for supporting the streams. Now, before people panic, yes, if you take a look, at the stream stats, you're going to notice something. We lost a bunch of members in the last week, okay? Absolutely, this is truthful. What happened? Well, a couple of factors happened. Factor number 1 is that I did lose out on a day of streaming. And when I'm not here, when I'm planned to be here, some people get upset. Do I really think that's what happened? No. But I'm just saying it did affect things for sure to unscheduled lose out on a whole day. Now, the other factor here is that last month, we had a lot of rallying of support and a bunch of gifted memberships to the channel that have now expired. In general, it was actually around 200 gifted memberships that have all expired in the last week, okay? On top of that, I'm playing a ton of Street Fighter, and that brings in a certain crowd who will come and enjoy and support in various ways. Memberships have not been one of them. We've seen a lot of tips and other things coming in, which is great, but memberships have been kind of stagnant, actually, in the last week. I've barely seen anyone even become a new member or renew a membership. So that's what's happening, okay? Now, perhaps today, with the premiere of Final Fantasy 16, we'll see a flip on that. In fact, I would say once we start with gameplay today, you may actually see an increase in viewership, which will be great to see more people come to the stream than usual. And if you're someone who enjoys my content and you're excited for the premiere of a big new game today and you want to support this channel and the content that it puts out, perhaps you would consider gifting some memberships to the community. Today would be a great day with as many people as we'll probably have on stream when I get started with the game. And I'm sure there's going to be people who maybe have lost their memberships in the last couple of days who would be willing to accept a gifted one. Just tossing that out there as an idea. It's always a good idea to support not only, me and myself, but also everyone around us. Hey, gifted memberships are a great way to do that, and I'm sure everyone would enjoy having access to emotes and everything for the premiere of a brand new game. So just throwing that out there before people look at the leaderboard and freak out. No, it's not a giant deal that we went down that many. They were all gifted last month, and I knew they were going to expire. The good news is I don't base special marathon events around any kind of member goals anymore. Members are great. They come and go. And sometimes they come in waves. Someone's very generous, we get a bunch. And then a new game comes out and we get a bunch more. And it's all good. But if we don't have them all the time, that's okay too. It's a great way to support the channel. But I still do these fun celebratory events regardless, and I think everyone appreciates that, right? I think the last few months it's definitely worked well. We got one coming up with DSP's DSP on July 2nd. And this morning, I'll be announcing something new for you all as well. Something else special for the month of July that I think you guys are all going to very much enjoy because I'm actually very excited for it. So I want to talk about it this morning, but we'll get to that when we get to it, okay? So, great stuff all around, everybody. All around. And I hope that you're all excited for the fun. And let's, where should we even begin? Should we go